So one of the best things about having a YouTube channel is that you get to say almost whatever you want, but you get to speak your mind, and people don't always agree with you, which is really cool in a way. But another way, it's really annoying because I wish everybody, secretly, I wish everybody would just agree with everything I say. I'm not going to lie. I wish you all would just agree with everything, see things the way I see them exactly. But that isn't going to happen. That's not realistic. But I'm hoping that most things we can align on, most things we can relate on, and we can relate to those experiences. But unfortunately, in this quote truth community, there is just so much inequality when it comes to knowledge, inequality when it comes to different backgrounds, perspectives, possibly even much deeper than that at a spiritual level. Things are just so different with people. So I don't know. There's probably like millions and millions and millions of quote truthers out there, but how many of them would I deem in my head and my mind on my level? Probably not that many. Not saying that I'm at the highest level ever, but man, I'm at a pretty high level, I believe. That's what I believe. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You can do your own channel and talk about what you believe or what you think. And, but, the bottom line is I can't get too carried away with people's opinions and comments and thoughts because I don't know who they are. They're just some random comments. So I get comments. Most of them are really positive, but sometimes I get comments about certain things. And this was more recent. And I'm telling you, I don't understand it in the spiritual community or whatever, the spiritual circles out there on the internet. People would question, whether or not that spirits are eternal or not. So that's something I wanted to discuss a little bit because I got a comment. I've had comments before, a couple, because people get really offended almost. They get bothered when I say that I am eternal. And I want to say this, and honestly, this goes without saying, right? That I am not 100% certain about anything. Nobody is really. You can't possibly be 100% certain about anything. But my confidence and my intuition is extremely high on myself being eternal, which is no beginning, no ending. Okay? And I'm going to say I'm eternal. I'm not going to say I believe I'm eternal. I'm not going to say I think I'm eternal. I'm not going to say it's possible. That's just how I feel. That is my intuition. If it's not your intuition that you're eternal, well, that's on you. That's you. That's your experience. We're not the same. Truthers are not the same. Humans, spirits are not the same. I do not believe that. I believe we are all different. And I also, back to the eternal thing, I don't understand. Why, because like I said, there's been a couple people that seem bothered by it. Like, well, you don't know that you're eternal. Well, what are you talking about? So here's the thing. We live in a realm. We live in the matrix, right? So there's duality, there's rules, there's limitations, okay? There's a beginning and end to everything. You were born, you're going to die. There's a beginning and an end. We have been programmed, conditioned to think in that way. That's just how it is here. What do you think it's like outside of here? It's not like that. Things just are, right? So there's really no, time is completely different. I don't think there's a beginning and an end, okay? Out there, outside this place, outside this matrix, this construct. There's nothing outside of this. There is no beginning and end. That's what I strongly think, okay? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, all right? I am energy. I am awareness. I am consciousness, all right? That ain't going to end. That's not going to disappear. That's not going to be destroyed someday. All right. So those people out there who are, want to argue that and call me delusional, because I did say that in my last video, to be a little wary of people that use absolute statements like saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This is the truth. This is not the truth. Hey, guess what? Some things are absolute. Some things like I exist. I can say that. I can confidently say I exist. All right? It's the same thing as myself being eternal. And there's nothing that you can, it's not going to hurt anybody. So some people will say things that are absolutes that are going to hurt people. People will take that information, it'll influence them, and then it'll influence the decisions that they make that could be detrimental to them. It could be detrimental to their ability to become free someday. I don't think me telling you that I'm eternal is going to hurt you in any way whatsoever. And it has nothing to do with you. It's me. It's like saying my favorite color is green. And then you to say, well, you don't know that. You don't know that your favorite color is green. How dare you make an absolute statement? It's ridiculous. It's a personal thing about me that I'm eternal. So what? You don't have to get butthurt about it. It don't hurt nobody. It doesn't hurt anybody, for me to state that I'm eternal, okay? So, why do I think that? Why do I strongly think? Well, hey, it's an intuition, okay? It's an intuition. I didn't come out of nowhere. One thing is I cannot imagine, I don't think most of us can imagine what not existing or non-existence is like. So you can't imagine not existing. I can't imagine not existing, okay? Sorry. Now, you might say, well, that's because there's limitations, on our consciousness here. So that's why you can't imagine it. Well, that's not the way I think, all right? I do think that, there are limiters, there are limitations to our consciousness. The brain, the body, everything. It's limiting our power. It's limiting our true potential, okay? I do understand that, but there is some realness there. There is, beneath everything else, there is your essence. And that does shine through once in a while. And in one way, guess what? It's like, I never was created and will never be destroyed. Energy cannot be destroyed. It cannot be created. I'm energy. You can't even describe awareness, consciousness. Where did that come from? Some people think it came from some spirit factory. I don't believe that. I don't believe I was created by a spirit factory. I don't believe I was created by source. Okay? I don't think I was created. Hence, I'm eternal. I was never created. No beginning, no end. I'm eternal. And I will not be destroyed. Now, could I be changed or formed into something different? Something different? Could my essence be manipulated? Could it be changed, altered in some way? Put into a new form? Absolutely. Of course, but I still exist. The awareness, the consciousness, me, still exists. So this crap about, oh my gosh, I can't believe you think you're eternal. You're saying this so confidently, and you don't really know that. I mean, that's what you're going to challenge. You're going to challenge that I strongly think I'm eternal. Like, that's what you're going to challenge. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And then there's people going around telling everybody that, organic portals exist everywhere, right? Well, where's your proof for that? You may have some experience that may point in that direction. Great. But you don't know that. I could play the same game. Well, you don't know that. So you're delusional. So I didn't say that. Someone else did. And a couple others about this eternal thing. I think in the truth community, there's a lot of, dare I say, pussies out there. I hate to say it. There's a lot of weakness in this community, quote community, and that's why it's not a community. All right, it is the furthest thing from it. And I've said before that could be a good thing because we think for ourselves, some of us at least, and that's good, right? It's not being stuck in group things. So, okay, naturally that's going to be that's going to be the case. That we're not going to be all on the same page, right? We're not going to be able to unite and align and all that. That's fine. We're all individuals. That's cool. But the truth is that People are just in the truth community. Many of them are extremely weak. And the thought that they're eternal, to say I'm eternal, is like scary to them. They're afraid. All right, I'll tell you, you're not going to get out of this place. You're not going to free yourself being afraid like that. You're not going to get out of this place with a lack of confidence. I have very high confidence. I like to surround myself with people who are very self-confident. And I notice a lot of people, they ain't so confident. They might get into like the soul trap topic because they had a shitty life. And I'm sorry you had a shitty life. But I got into the soul trap topic because I wanted to learn about how this realm operates and the truth about this realm. I wanted to learn about the truth. I didn't come to this because I had a bad life. A lot of people do. It's like the anti-natalist video that I did. It's kind of funny because you guys, not everybody, some people, they understood, but many didn't. Many are just saying that, I'm too chicken to pick a side or whatever. Well, I don't pick fucking sides, man. I don't pick sides. I don't want to pick. You know why I don't pick it? Because I don't have to. That's why. I don't have to. I don't want to. I don't care. The reason that I don't want to be, the reason I'm not like, I'm an anti-natalist, the reason I don't like proclaim that is because, first of all, and I don't want to get into this all again, but I don't know. I don't know everything. All right. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that I don't know absolutely everything. And, I don't know what, I'm not going to like hate on people. I'm not going to be anti people who have children, right? I mean, it's ridiculous for me, especially people who don't know any better. I'm not going to hate on them. And these, if we're bringing spirits into this world, they're already trapped in this matrix anyway. Okay. So, at least you can have this child and you can, raise them well and, you can maybe prepare them a little bit for this realm and, instead of them being born to an abusive family. Right. So I don't know everything. There's a lot of things that are very unknown. So yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I'm an anti-natalist. I'm not a natalist either, but I don't feel like I'm an anti-natalist. And at the same time, I'm not going to pick some label, some side to be on, where this club, this group, this almost like a cult on the internet of antinatalism, which is so many things, so many other topics that they align on, like how to eat, like veganism, don't, eat animals and suffering. They all come from different backgrounds. Like I said, I come from truth research. I come from researching stuff and learning and wanting to know the truth. I don't come from it because I had a tear in my eye and I'm just so depressed about everything. I'm not. Okay. I see I see the suffering in this realm. We've all suffered. I've suffered. Everyone suffers every freaking day, whether you're aware of it or not. And if you haven't suffered to any great extent, you're going to suffer one day. You're either going to suffer with pain, physical pain of, the aging process and dying, or you're going to lose somebody very close to you. You're going to suffer. Losing a pet is like the worst thing in the world, especially a dog. Losing a dog is just terrible. It's so sad. So to get back on track, there's nothing wrong. I want you to be like, I want you to think deep, because I think about shit. I don't think some truthers think deeply at all. They just go out, they just make comments. All right. They speak before thinking, make ridiculous comments. I actually think, and I want you to think, and I want you to look deep inside. And I want you to think to yourself, could I be destroyed? Could non-existence, could that be realistic? Could I not exist, basically? Could just everything be eternal blackness? I don't exist. I don't exist. No, I can't imagine that. I've known that. I've been aware of that since I was a little kid. Okay, since I was like 5 years old, 4 years old, or whatever. I'm like, wait a second. This whole thing about you die and you go underground and that's it. I can't, the atheist point of view, like I can't imagine that. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, I'm going to be looking at something. I'm going to be aware of something. I'm going to be floating around somewhere. I'm going to be conscious, so maybe I'll go to heaven, because that was the Christian faith, maybe I'll go to heaven. Okay, great. Well, that makes sense. At least I'll still be I'll still be around, right? So, and then, you realize a lot, all these things are all bullshit, right? And then it's like, oh shit, now maybe we're on our own. Like, I was not created, I will not be destroyed. I don't believe there was a creator that created me necessarily. I don't. That is what gets pushed in every single, every topic out there, or every group, whether in the spiritual community. Okay. It doesn't matter where it is. It could be, within, anything, right? It could be, the New Age community, right? New Age, they're going to, say, oh, you got to go back to source, right? Source, they're implying source created you. In the Christian faith or other religions, there was some deity that created you. Okay. I don't necessarily believe that. I just don't. That is something that has been pushed on us so much. There's never the option of like, wait a second, you are eternal. You have no beginning. You have no end. Nothing created you. You've always existed and you always will exist. Where's that option? And then I got truthers, quote, so-called truthers on my channel challenging that and saying I'm delusional. Don't call me delusional. Don't just talk shit. Back it up. Back it up with at least some logic. I can't help you if you don't feel that you're eternal. I'm sorry. You're on your own here. In this realm, in this world, everything, in the matrix, exiting, all of it, you're on your own. I did make a video about maybe something is helping us get out of the matrix, or what if something is helping us, and it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible that you might have a friend, you might have a companion, you might have an ally that is outside of the matrix that might be helping to guide you out of here by just influencing your script here in this matrix to make things come together so that you wake up and you can figure out the truth, because things have worked out for me so well to where I'm at this point. And I explained it more in that video. And either means, hey, I'm on the right path and maybe something's helping me, maybe not, I don't know. Or maybe I'm just way off, right? There's always a possibility I could be way off. I mean, this soul trap idea, maybe it's not that. I mean, I'm pretty damn sure it is. I can't, if I was to use all the logic I had in my mind, I could not imagine. I could not come up with a conclusion where the soul trap does not exist. Now, in what form and what way, to what extent, and how does this all work? I have no idea. But this is some sort of prison cell. This is some sort of slave system. In, as many will say, an energy harvesting system, which makes a lot of sense. Don't you just feel drained sometimes? I mean, really? And there's maybe certain activities you do that drain you, maybe certain places, some geographical areas like locations, physical locations that maybe drain you. I don't know. But you guys, please be confident about the state of being eternal, you being eternal. Think about that. Think about not being created. You were never created. You will never be destroyed. And don't let anybody take that away from you. Fuck that shit. If I was fucking created, where the fuck is that creator right now? Huh? Why don't you answer that one? Where's that creator? Where is that creator who's allowing all this suffering to happen? Allowing me to witness all this suffering and go through my own suffering, but witnessing it. People having way worse experiences than I do. And I have to see that. And I feel sorry for them and I wish them well. I want them to be okay. I want them to be well. I want them to be happy. I want them to find their happiness. I want them to be free. I want freedom. What created me then? Why don't you answer that? The spirit factory, it's just like pumping out spirits. Really? What created the spirit factory? And then what created the thing that created the spirit factory, huh? It's just never ending. I've always existed, okay? Maybe you've always existed. I suspect some of you are eternal as well. No beginning, no end. Don't be afraid of it. This realm, this matrix programs us, conditions us to think a certain way. There's a beginning, there's an end. The way time works, it's way different outside of here. I'm telling you, you get outside the body. I don't know this. As fact, I'm going to say I don't know. I'm not saying this is an absolute. I'm saying I don't know, but I suspect that once you're out of the body, there ain't no fucking doubt. There ain't no doubt at all that you are eternal.